Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Marcela Cardona and I will be your instructor for today. So this webinar is mostly as an introduction for you and for the to start using the DSDApp. Okay, so I want you to take advantage of this, and this is a brief overview, and I'm going to teach you how to create a nice and harmonious looking smile simulation. Okay, so let's get started. Let me get my screen shared. Okay, great. Now I'm going to start my presentation. Excellent. So I want to welcome all of you to our introductory webinar for the DSDApp. My name is Marcela Cardona. As you can see, I am a dentist here in the United States, and I am also an instructor for the DSDApp and the DSDApp Academy. And I'm very excited to share with you everything that from the introduction for the app. I wanted to also introduce the two masterminds behind the DSDApp. This is Dr. Christian Coachman, who is the DSD founder, and Ralph George, who is the DSDApp CEO and co-founder and developer. So this weekend I'm here, and we are here because of them. So first, I wanted to introduce to you about some general requirements. Your iPad needs to be newer than 2015. We get a lot of people that have older iPads and start using the app because you can still download it, but you are going to see that the that iPad, if it's older than 2015, it doesn't support all of the modalities of the app. Okay, you are required to have a good internet connection, especially if you want to save all of your cases in the cloud, and your email account should be synced with your iPad. Okay. Also, if you have a Dropbox account or a Google Drive account, you can use that as well. So this is an overview of how the app can help you along the way of your dental in your dental practice. The app can help you in marketing in the sense that it can improve your social media content, improve your marketing by using the before and after layout, by using the screen recording and recording the smile design that you have, recording before and afters of your actual patients. Okay, so that can help you even before you start seeing your patient. Then once you start and you have a patient in front of you, it can help you with planning, because you use the 2D and the 3D smile designs to be able to plan out your design smile journey, right? So the first step is to create a 2D smile simulation. The patient accepts it. Then you create a 3D smile simulation or a 3D smile design. Then you transfer it to your patient with a mock-up, and then the patient accepts again. So there is a various points of check and balances, let's say, with you and your patients to make sure that both of you are well communicated and will understand what's going to happen in every step of the way. Okay, it can also help you plan and communicate with your team. So if you want to share any information with your team and your lab, you can do so also with the app. Also, it helps you to present the treatment for your patients. So if you want to present that treatment to your patient, using the DSD presentation, the motivational presentation, the smile simulation, all of that can be done in the app. Finally, it can help you also perform or deliver that confident smile to your patients by having or helping you create that 3D smile simulation and being able to export that and print out your models. So at the end, you can use the iPad version of the app from start to finish at every point in the process, okay, of the digital workflow, which is what we're trying to make you understand today. So the DSD concept and the DSD philosophy is based on a facial analysis and aesthetic diagnosis. These are concepts that Dr. Coachman has been, his philosophies, he has been lecturing about for some time now. And he, in every lecture that he does, he talks about the confident smile. So we want to give back to our patients a confident looking smile. We know that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and not always we want to tell the patient, I'm going to give you the perfect or a beautiful smile or a perfect smile, because you have to understand that perfection and beauty is not the same for every person. Okay, so once we design the smile and once we try it in the patient's mouth, we want to see that they feel comfortable with that smile. Okay, not necessarily have to be, perfect in our eyes. Okay, so the DSD concept and everything is to deliver or to give back the confidence to your patients and the confidence in their smile with a smile simulation and then a digital smile design. The DSDApp, okay, can help you in several different ways. It can help you document properly by having all of the pictures, all of the STLs, all of the radiographs in one spot. Okay, so you're going to have everything stored in the DSDApp. Then you're going to be able to motivate your patients, motivate them easily using simple smile simulation and emotional presentation to show them and present that smile plan or a small journey. Then you can communicate efficiently your case documentation and your patient's documentation with your team, like I said before, with your lab, with your specialist. You can communicate all of that through the app. And at the end, we are able to deliver those confident smiles with the 3D smile simulation, transferring that smile design that we did in 2D to 3D and then to our patients via the intraoral mockup. Okay, so the app can help you in all of those ways. And I'm going to explain a little bit about each one of these right now. So how to document properly. The app has this setup where all of your pictures are going to be organized in the proper screens. So the little screen has different squares that you input the pictures on. So they're going to be super self-explanatory, and everything you're going to have, it's organized. And you can see that the patient documentation can be done via either in the iPhone or in the iPad. Okay. The patient documentation the DSD protocol follows basically 5 pictures and 1 video. So I'm gonna be explaining a little bit about the pictures. Now we have first the frontal facial rested picture, frontal facial smile, then the 12 o'clock picture, the profile rested, profile smile, and those are the pictures required by DSD to complete the protocol. Then we have the video. So the video, it's going to be a 1 to 2 minute video of interview of the patient, just to see what they're looking for, just for them to be a natural talking, and for you to visualize the lip dynamics of the patient, the smile, the big smile that you're looking for, and actually the good rest position for that patient as well. So you can see all of that lip dynamics that the patient has. Now, after you taking this documentation is going to take you 3 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes for the video and a couple of minutes for the pictures. It's not going to take you a long time, and anyone in your team it can be assigned to this task of taking and making the patient documentation. Okay, then we can import the STL files like you see here: STL upper, STL lower, and byte. And then here we have a little square that you can put in your CBCT as well. Okay, and your radiographs. So some key points about taking a good picture. It's very important. In order to design your smile, we need good pictures. Basically, that's the most important. Okay, so some features about taking pictures. We have that the camera position should remain the same in all pictures except for the 12 o'clock position, that which is in the 12 o'clock step, and I'm going to show you. The distance from the patient should be the same in all of the pictures as well, and the lens of the camera should be located at the eye level of the patient, okay? Not lower and not higher, because if you change that, the smile curve can change as well. So you also have to be aware of the patient's face and how they're located, okay? So patient's posture. That's the word I wanted to say. So you have to be aware of the patient's posture. Make sure that the face is not looking up or down, left to right. Make sure that the patient is completely in front of you, okay? Because that can alter the way that we're going to create that smile. Lighting is very important in order to see and the details intraorally, okay? So good lighting is a must. It's a requirement. I'm going to add it to the other requirements that we saw at the beginning, because if you don't have good lighting, it's going to look very shadowy inside of the patient's mouth, and you're not going to see all of the details, okay? So either a ring light like this one, or a more professional setup if you have. I don't mind either way. It's anything that will make you take good pictures are the best. Okay, so this is how we're gonna take the pictures. In this case, he's taking it with the iPhone, and you just follow each square and what they're telling you. So the first picture is gonna be the frontal rested position. The patient is at rested, and you can see that the app can take the picture automatically once it analyzes the facial expression and see that the patient is located correctly. So that is the auto capture feature of the app. Okay, the picture is taken automatically. Now she's gonna turn to her left, and we're gonna take the profile of the patient's right. Okay, so we want to move the camera to the front. Okay, you see how he's moving to the front. When you see the left eye, then you go a little bit backwards and you take it. Okay, once the left eye disappears. So that it is, we want to take it this way because we want to center our profile picture towards the face, okay, towards the mouth, to see the details. If you position the camera lens to behind, all of the details from the mouth and the face are gonna get lost, and now we are gonna see only the cheek and the ear. So we want to position the lens as anterior as possible. Now here they're showing you the retracted picture. It is not a recommended picture anymore. It used to be before the STL file was integrated. Now with the STL file, we do not need the retracted picture, but you can still take it if you want to. Okay, so now he's demonstrating the 12 o'clock position. So in this position, the patient is sitting, and her elbows are touching her thighs, and leaning a little bit forward. Patient is looking up and smiling. What you want to see in the 12 o'clock position is the curvature of the lower lip against the teeth. Okay. So all of those are the pictures and the protocol for the pictures. It just takes a couple of minutes. And then you can also import the pictures from a video. So the video that you're going to take, the app is going to break it down in several frames, and you can take the pictures from those frames. Okay? So another way that the app can help you is to motivate your patients and raise case acceptance by presenting your patients with a project and that can mimic the way that they can look with their treatment. Okay, so the way that we're going to create the smile and the smile design, it's gonna be with this automatic frame calculation and smile frame. Smile frame is the basis of the smile design. Basically, if you position the smile frame correctly, your teeth, once you put in your teeth, they're gonna just have minimal things that you're going to have to do to them, okay? Only small adjustments, okay? If the smile frame is positioned correctly, okay? And we're going to be talking a lot more about the smile frame and all of that, how to create a beautiful, nice looking smile simulation. Today, I'm going to show you how to create a smile simulation, but I also wanted to let you know that we have some implementation courses that we go really in depth on the theory behind that smile design, okay? So this is the smile frame. And now the teeth that we can use are all natural. They are replicated from smile donators. And the smile donators are people that have donated their smile. So you scan, they have been scanned, and their teeth shape and morphology has been replicated to be able to use it. So here are the models that have donated their smiles. So you can show, for example, some of these patients, you can show them the teeth from the donors, and the patient can pick and choose what smile they like. And the way that you're going to present that smile simulation to your patients is going to be with that before and after layout. So it is a form of putting the side-by-side picture with your smile simulation and their before, so they can look at themselves side by side and decide whether they want to have it, whether they want treatment done or not. So another way that the app, like I told you before, can help you is to communicate efficiently. So through the app, we can take all of the patient's records, all of the patient documentation, okay, and easily send it to people in your team. You can send it via PDF, via JPEG, or you can actually send the whole case in the app through to another patient through teamwork. So here it's easily, you can choose all of the pictures that you want to send to your team, and you email all of the project to them. You can, from the iPhone version of the app, you can view the cases, you view the STL files, view your patient documentation, share your patient documentation with anyone in your team, and open your cases and view them, okay? The only thing that you cannot do in the app, in the iPhone version of the app, is design your smile. So if you want to design your smile, you need an iPad, and because the screen is just too small to design anything, okay? So this is just the workflow of the app and how it's going to be managed. So first we have the patient documentation. With the patient documentation, we're going to have in the app the option of creating the case portfolio and managing your cases and creating your own smile design. You can also send that patient documentation straight to your lab to use it, okay, if you don't want to create your smile design right away. Afterwards, you can also connect to the DSD Planning Center, okay, to order their products, and we can get more into in depth of the Planning Center products with the implementation course. So I invite you to join my implementation course. I'm going to tell you later how to do that. So you send the patient documentation through the app to the Planning Center, which is the official DSD lab and planning center located in Madrid, Spain. So you send that all to the Planning Center, and they can do the planning for you, okay? And that is another way to use the app. So here, this is just a video showing you how to create a patient documentation. So you open the patient documentation tab and you import all of your pictures from there. And then you click share and save. Okay, so it's gonna save that case, save case, and your case is going to be now located in My Cases. Okay, so you can create your patient documentation and send it via email as well. So here, I'm just going to show you real quick. You import your patient information, and then you are going to put in the patient's information, name and last name, and then you click in share files. So you can share them via email or via Dropbox. Okay, so remember that the email should be integrated into your iPad in order to communicate with the iPad. Same way, you're gonna do it for to upload all of your patient documentation into a Dropbox. Okay. Another way to communicate with your team is by using Teamwork. So Teamwork works like transferring the whole case from one DSD app to another user that uses the DSD app as well. Okay, so that allows you to send the whole case to your lab, let's say, that has the DSD app. The lab is going to be able to open the case, make some changes, add something, subtract anything, whatever you want, and then the lab can send it back to you through the app. Okay, so they're able to actually manage the case and open it and do function with it with the app. Not like the other way. If you send it through email, you're just sending a PDF file of that case. Okay. So the app has also the possibility of DSDApp chat. So you can chat with your team. You can chat with anyone that has the gold plan in the app about any project or any patient. Okay, so here is a confident chat for just users of the app. And then now with the 3D smile design, you're going to be able to design your smile in 3D, and you're going to be able to export that file and print it in your office if you have a 3D printer, or if you don't, you can send it to your local lab to be printed to transfer that motivational mock-up into your patient's mouth. So now with the 3D smile design, there's unlimited possibilities that you can do with the designing portion of the app. But like I showed you, the app is so much more than just designing a smile. It is a patient documentation. It is a patient documentation storage, gathering all of your information and putting it in one place and having it all together organized. That makes just the world's different for me, because you don't have to be uploading it, downloading it, downloading it, sending everything. All of the communication can be done through the app. So it's gonna be life-changing only because of that. So the app is just, so much more than just a smile simulation, like I was saying. So here it is the digital smile design workflow that we would like for you to, start to integrate into your practices. The first step is going to be digitalizing your patient by uploading the photos, taking the photos, doing the intraoral scan, transferring that intraoral scan into the app, and making all digital patient documentation. Then you're gonna create a 2D or a 3D smile design if you like. Then you can print it out and transfer that 3D smile into your patient via a motivational mockup using a putty matrix to create that mockup in your patient. Okay, so this is all the digital workflow that closes up the loop of transferring that smile to your patient. So if you are interested in learning a little bit more on how, or digging deeper on how to really use the app and how to manage all of that, we have an implementation course that is divided in 4 weeks. So each week we focus in one step. So in one aspect of the app. For example, webinar 1 or week 1, we focus on how to document the case. Webinar 2 on how to create the smile simulation. Webinar 3 is going from a smile simulation to a treatment plan, how to present that treatment plan to the patient. And webinar 4 is going from a smile test drive to a final restoration, how to transfer that test or that smile simulation into our patients. So this is the whole process that we go through with you live, and we answer questions as we go. Okay, so if you want more information about the implementation course, and if you want to sign up for the future ones, the Digital Smile Design app.info, this is the website that you can find our implementation courses. Okay, I know that this week it was the final week for this month of November, so maybe you can look into the new implementation course that are going to be coming up next year. Okay, excellent. So I want to share with you how to create a smile simulation and how easy and quick it could be. Okay, so let's go, and I'm gonna share with you my screen. Hold up, I'm gonna log in. Okay, so let me share my screen with you. Okay, perfect. So now you can see my screen, and we're going to create a simple smile simulation together. Okay, so once you log in into the app, it's going to download these templates, and this is normal. It's going to be downloading the templates of the teeth and all of that. Okay, give me 1 second. Perfect. So we're going to go to new case and smile simulation. Okay, so here we can import it from the photo gallery that we have, and we can start creating our smile simulation. And the first step, it's our calibration step, and we're going to pick the commissures and the pupils. Okay, then we're going to click calibrate, and it's going to calibrate the picture in the rotation. Okay, then we're going to pick the midline of the patient. We're going to either move the patient to the left or to the right, just to to get that midline where we want it to be, the facial midline of the patient. Sometimes the dental midline does not coincide with the facial midline, and we are going to get more into depth on smile design principles in the implementation course. Okay, so now this is the incisal line, and the vertical lines are the distal of the two centrals. And the measurement, it's going to be a measurement that you're going to do in the intraorally, and then you're going to transfer that measurement to the app, okay, in order to transfer that measurement in the app. Okay, so now this is the first step of the smile simulation, is the smile frame. The smile frame, we can start by adjusting the lower curve, which is the incisal curve. So first, I'm going to turn off the symmetry. So it's not symmetric. Not all of the patients are symmetric. So now you can see that I'm moving one side and not the other. Okay. So we're going to be, I always like to put my gingival up so I can put this incisal where it needs to be. And then I click on the targets and start moving the targets up to follow that curvature of the lower lip. Okay, excellent. So now the gingival lines, we can start adjusting. Okay. And we can play with the gingival levels as well, if you want. Okay, So something like this. And after we set that incisal curve, we can then set the position of the incisal edge. So we have to determine whether we want to increase or decrease the position of the incisal edge. I'm just gonna take it right there and, you know, put it a little bit higher. Okay, excellent. So now we're going to play with the length of the central incisor. So we play with that using this scroll, the length of the central incisor, and the width to length ratio. So we want to keep it around 75 to 85%. That's our ideal width, okay? Excellent. So once we're done with the smile frame, we can move on with our teeth. These are our teeth molds, and these are the DSD. Sorry about that. This is the DSD smile donators. So here are the people that have donated the smile. You can see here. You can look at Luisa. We have doctors like Ricardo Brito. Dr. Coachman has also donated their smile. So you can see once you click on it, you're going to be able to see who's donating the smile, and the patient can get involved with this, and you can tell them, look, this is where your teeth are going to come from, and the patients get involved in the designing their smile. So once you, let's see, once you select the design that you want, then we can mix the shapes. We can mix and match the shapes that we want. Okay. And let me check again. And then in adjust shapes, we can work in adjusting all of the frames, all of the shapes of the teeth. So here we are able to move it up and down, left to right. Here you see if I move both of them, the contralateral tooth moves also, so I can turn off the right and left and move only one. Okay. So you can turn off the right and left, and you can then move the individual teeth at a time. So for example, let's see here. I'm gonna just move these ones down and make them a little bit longer. This one. Okay. Okay. Excellent. So for example, these teeth in the back, sometimes they're way off. So I want to push them into the buccal corridor. If they're just too off, I delete them. So you can click on the teeth and delete, because it doesn't, we don't need those teeth. Okay. So here we just click on the teeth. We make them longer, we make them shorter, we can make them, you know, whatever you want, basically. Once you have the smile design more or less ready, you click on color to verify how it's looking, and you always take it to the face and verify it in her face. This is not the final color, so don't worry. I know it's a little white, but then we're going to go to marked lip. In marked lip, we're going to be choosing the lower border of the upper lip. The lower border, that lower border of the upper lip is going to demarcate whether the teeth go underneath the lip or on top of the lip, okay? So we want to make it as close as possible to that border so the teeth do not get cut off. If they are cut, it's because your marked lip is not in the correct position. Okay, so we have it, the smile design on top of the, below the lip. Now we can choose the color of our teeth. So here, for example, I like this color. And you can then adjust the color by increasing the brightness, decreasing the brightness, the blurriness, the saturation of them, the warmth, the vibrance, tint, and opacity. So you can play with your colors, and if you ungroup them, you can take the back teeth, and I always like to make them a little bit darker just to give it a little bit more dimensionality for the smile frame or smile design. Okay, so moving forward with the gum layer, I'm going to show it to you by eliminating the teeth and increasing the saturation, so for you to see it. So this is the gum layer. We're going to position it in the where we want it, okay? And then you can decrease the size of it, the length, and then you turn off on the teeth as well again, and play with the saturation and the opacity. So it looks more, it looks like a cleaner smile design. Finally, we have the stamp tool. The stamp tool is going to be used to hide all of the imperfections or all of the teeth that are showing through in the incisal edges. So we click on copy. You're gonna see that big circle. You see it? Now that big circle, I'm gonna put it as small as I can. And I'm going to copy an area that is close to what I want to hide, and then paste. Click on paste. And then when you click on paste, you're going to be able to hide those incisal edges that are peeking through. So you see here, for example, here and here and here. So all of that. Okay, so you clean up the smile design to make it look very natural. So we click on finalize, and you can show your patient here the before and after. So you scroll, they like to use the scroll bar. You click before and after, and patients are going to love it. Another way to present it is by clicking the before and after picture. And it's gonna be a side-by-side where you can add your logo, your clinic name, and your signature, and you can share it with your patient as well. Next is the measurement tool. The measuring tool is going to allow you to measure, the new length, for example, of the central incisor. You click on measurements and then position the two targets where you want to measure right here, and then click on log values. Here it allows you to measure. Sorry, I got a car. It allows you to measure the length of the, oh no, they're calling me, of the teeth. Okay, let me just. Sorry, I don't want to get interrupted again. Okay, so this is the measurement, and you can use this tool to communicate with your team. Okay, and for example, you can change the color of it, and have for example, the crown lengthening or the gingivectomy areas in a different color or color coded. Okay. You can also draw on it and pick a color. You can draw on the picture, okay? You say crown lengthening, okay, or something like that. You can pick any color that you want. And you can say, for example, here we're going to have an implant. Here it's going to be braces, whatever you want. This is just an example, okay, for you to transfer that information to your lab or to your team. Also, we have the option of writing some notes. So these notes are going to be for, oh God, everyone. So these notes are going to be for your lab, for example. So anytime you're going to communicate with your lab, you can use that to write the notes. Okay, so now here it's patient info and save. You move forward, and then you want to save the case. Okay, So we want to enter patient's name, and you save the case. You want to save it on the cloud or save it on the tablet. I always recommend to save it on the cloud because it's going to be saved and it's going to be securely saved, okay? If anything happens to your tablet and you saved all of your cases in the tablet, your cases may be lost. So now the patient's case is going to be located in My Cases. So I'm going to show it to you. Here in My Cases, the DSDApp, and this is where you can see or you can view your smile simulation side by side and the before and after. Also, you can open the case again, you can open your patient documentation and open teamwork. So there's so much more to know about the app and so much of the how to manage the app, how to open cases, close cases, how to create a smile simulation that I can show you. So this was just an introduction, and I was, trying to get you excited about learning about the app. Okay, I want to invite you all to join me in my implementation course, where we're going to be focusing a lot in all of these steps. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me tonight, and I will see you all very soon in my implementation courses. Thank you so much and have a good night. Bye.